guys, welcome back to Our Dad is a Donor. We're your host, Riley.
And I'm Carly. And today we are reading Reddit stories, specifically Reddit Asks stories. So people asking for help. We haven't done this yet. They're not asking for our help, but we're going to pretend that they are. And probably read.
Could you imagine if
maybe one day.
Just asked about us specifically.
Yeah, maybe one day people will ask for our opinion on things. Oh my goodness.
Wait, we're going to have to start that over.
What was that? Screamed at you.
I don't know. Sometimes she gets her toe hooked in her hair and she'll yell.
Oh my God. It's okay. Yeah. I don't think she cut us off from anything. I think we were just mumbling. She's like, meh.
I'm going to try to open the door.
Did you get rid of her?
Got rid of her.
She's feisty today.
She's wild.
All right. Are you ready to get into it? Let's get into it.
Blink.
Okay, I'm going to start with, this one's short. It's titled, How Did You Cope with Learning the News If You Learned Later in Life? And then obviously it's the subreddit donor conceived. Otherwise that context would not make a lot of sense. I feel like I'm very speedy right now.
Ooh,
lispy. All right. I just found out a little over a week ago I was donor conceived. At first it was great news. My social dad is a terrible human being and a compulsive liar. His entire family has mental health problems that I'm thrilled I haven't inherited, etc. Sick.
Oh, nice.
Right now, I'm just really upset that my mother kept this a secret from me for 38 years. I have epilepsy and was just diagnosed with lupus a couple weeks ago. There is a possibility that in the next few years, I will need a kidney transplant. I'm just really angry that my mother sat by and watched me in pain and confusion for all of these years. I was sick, doctors never knew what was wrong with me, and I was writing down incorrect medical history every time I went to the doctor. There were tests that doctors didn't do for me because things didn't run in my family. There were unnecessary tests they did run on me because things ran in my social dad's family. All the while, my parents could have just told me the truth, but they refused. My mom finally felt so much guilt last week, she told me. Now I honestly can't focus on anything. I feel so mad that I've been lied to for so long. Anytime I'm not actively working on something else, this is what I'm thinking of. How long does this initial phase of the grieving process take? How long until I can get back to my regular life? Damn.
I like how she called him a social dad.
I know.
I've never heard that one before.
Me neither.
So is that like the dad that raised her then?
Yeah, who she doesn't sound like she likes. I'm assuming. We're just saying she. I don't know if it's a she or not, but
she's how old? 38.
Yeah. She or I don't know if it's a she or he. To be honest, they didn't say. But I've actually thought of this when we did that filming, and my mom was like, "I never would have told her." Like, when I was doing like my medical history before my dad passed away, I literally used to, like, if they were like, does heart attack run in your family? Like, I would check mark it because I thought it did. Meanwhile, like, we weren't related by blood. So like it actually did.
That's what happened to me too. Yeah.
So I'm surprised when my mom said like she would never tell me, because it's like if there was anything that ran in the family, and she didn't know the donor, like she didn't have the papers like you did. So like the health history, we didn't know anything of it. So but I don't think I was as mad, but I also wasn't like sick when I found out. So
yeah,
like this person was.
I just felt kind of weird, like with my dad, because I still do live with my parents, so I would see my dad all the time. I looked at him and I was kind of like, who is this guy? So it took me, I remember it took like a whole week for me to be just like normal, but I still think about it and I'm like, meh, but it doesn't like bother me. I'm also not like almost 40 and found out.
Yeah, this was actually just posted 4 days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, a new one.
So the top comment, and like there's not a ton, there's only 13 comments on here. There's 20 upvotes, so it's not very big yet. Actually, I'll upvote it so they get bigger. The top comment is, I also learned at 38. It took me a long time to process. Allow yourself time. Grief, anger, sadness, and extreme nostalgia were all part of it. And then the OP said, how did you tell people? I'm not keen on blasting it on the internet like Facebook. I don't want it to be kept a secret anymore, though. My whole life, I've absolutely adored secrets and lies. And then the person commented, I'm exactly the same with social media. I just told my family. Of course, some of them knew, and friends in person. Oh, God. Do you have half siblings? I have 25 and counting. Damn.
What?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And then this person, the OP responded, said, I just barely took an ancestry DNA test last week and just mailed it in. I'm sure I have some half siblings out there somewhere. And they said, brace yourself.
Oh wow.
um, I don't think I announced it on Facebook. It was just that article came out and it was like, hey, go read this article about me. So, I mean, I guess that's an announcement on Facebook, but
I think I posted it like a while ago.
like before anything came out, you were like, oh, yeah, because didn't you posted about me when you came
I
and visited?
posted, yeah, I posted about you and then I had tagged you, but then I deleted it and then reposted it not tagging you.
Yeah.
And I haven't even posted the pictures from my trip this time. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
And since everybody knows, I could tag you.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I can just
Ah,
reshare it and I don't have to post anything. I'm so lazy.
that's fine.
Um,
But then my mom shares it too, and it's like a whole thing.
yeah.
Sometimes people forget. I don't know. I guess like younger people might not like care as much, but I feel like older people are just like, "Whoa, this is so
I
cool."
know. Or they think it's weird.
Yeah, you get one or the other. There's usually nobody in between.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
know. I get a lot of that's so cool. And I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. I'm like, I guess so. If you think so.
Um, this one talks about that we are donor conceived. This comment talks about that we are donor conceived group on Facebook. But I like
Oh,
this. I
really?
like the start of their comment. Welcome to the club. No one ever thought they would join.
I mean, actually, yeah.
Yeah. Have you joined We Are Donor Conceived on Facebook? It's an active and supportive community. I too found out later in life, and it's difficult to put a time frame on grief and loss. It's different for everybody, but for me, I would say I got over the initial shock after about a month, and the roller coaster stopped after about 18 months. What worked for me was having a supportive network of friends around me, finding my family via Ancestry, and connecting with the DC community. Make sure you give yourself time and space to grieve. It's a lot to process. I feel like the roller coaster slowed down for us, but then like because of the article, it
Yeah.
picked back up, and then it was just like a month of insanity.
Hmm.
So thankfully, it is coming back down. But
I feel like when we first met, it was also in COVID, so we weren't like talking to a lot of people really, or
yeah,
like out and about.
yeah,
But I feel like our stuff started fast and then it all happened at one time to where it's like now we're kind of trying to catch other people up on what
yeah,
happened.
yeah. This person, I'll just read this last comment because I kind of like it. Oh,
Ooh.
and also they're located in Seattle. It looks like somebody said, where are you located? But I learned at 27. I honestly thought I'd never get over the anger. The truth is, it's not like a lot. It's a lot like grief, and every day you feel it a little less. You still have days where it's intense, but they'll become fewer as the years go by and you settle into the news. Unfortunately, as angry as I am, I can't fault my parents for following their doctor's advice. I can, however, fault the doctors, the industry, and direct my anger towards activism and improving things for our future generations of us. You are not alone. We are with you every step of the way. I just like that comment because like the DC community has like, and we barely have even like stepped into it, but so
Hmm.
far they've been awesome.
I forgot to even do it because I remember there was a Google form, so I just went on there and like pulled it up. So I'm ready to fill out the
Oh,
Google
I
form.
am in it. I've been in it for a couple weeks now. Actually, Emily, our guest, she posted that there's like a DC brunch in California, I think somewhere in Anaheim. It's in
Oh,
October. She's like, you should come. And I'm like, I cannot take like I'm leaving today for a trip, so like I can't afford to take
yeah,
another couple like a week off, and like a flight from Ontario to Anaheim is outrageous. So
that must be real far. Because
that's
for me, I think to California was 3 hours.
it's been the same as me going to Calgary, but like the price to go to California, like especially
Oh,
this
yeah, yeah,
close
yeah.
to October, like maybe if I booked it a while back, but this close to October, I can't afford that.
Hmm.
Um,
It'd be really cool if they have something like even next year that we could
Well, that's
both
what
go
I said.
to.
She said this is the first year for it, so I'm sure there will be
Oh,
some more to come. Um, Maybe we should like put. Well, I'll see if I can find it again. Maybe we could like post it on our Instagram. But
yeah.
yeah, it would be cool if they do something
Oh my
next
gosh,
year.
watch it turn into like a big convention.
That would be sweet. It's like a twin.
I
Have you ever seen those twin
Yeah,
conventions?
yeah, yeah,
Be
that's what I
like
was gonna
that.
say. That'd be
A
so
sibling
cool.
convention. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Um, I guess I feel like I didn't even answer. I mean, there wasn't really a question. It was just kind of like, how do you get over it? I mean, you don't really get, you cope. You
Yeah,
don't,
I mean, you kind of just like live with it and accept it.
yeah. And I mean, this person learned at 38. So they're like over 10 years older than us when we found it, like almost closer to 15 years older than us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't comprehend what it's like then, especially if you have kids or you're married or anything like that, because it's a lot.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think the how people said like it is kind of like a grief thing because you are like kind of grieving the fact that your dad's not your dad, I guess, but they are, but like,
Mhm.
it's like
Yeah.
probably it's kind of the same as like finding out you're adopted. Um, I would say, but
Yeah.
only by half a parent. So,
It's kind of like you just jumped into like a different life.
yeah, it's a lot of
Like
questioning who you are,
you
I
were
would say.
like, yeah, you were like living a certain way, and then you find that out, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, not that it like changes your life completely because you're still the same person, but it's like
Yeah.
it also like it kind of like explains some of the characteristics about yourself that you kind of questioned, like how you said
Mhm.
you felt like you were a black sheep sometimes. Like it just kind of
Mhm.
um, reassures you that you weren't crazy in thinking that,
Yeah.
right? If
Oh,
that
it
makes
was. It
sense.
wasn't even sometimes. It was every time. Cause the my dad poured concrete, so every single year when I was little, they would have like a union party, and all of the family would come, and I just sat there. I would bring Brianna because like none of my relatives would talk to me.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like I fit in with my dad's family, but I just thought that was because they were all older than me. Like my cousins are all like
Yeah,
in
that
their late
too.
30s, early 40s now. So like I just assumed it was because they were older than me. And like they didn't know I was donor conceived, I don't think. But I
Mhm.
actually did find out the other day that my grandpa on my dad's side knew about it and my aunt knew about it, my dad's sister. Um,
Mhm.
and then somehow my brother's mom knew about it as well. I think like my aunt told her. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, a couple people did know about it in the family, but I don't think I'm unsure if my whole dad's side of the family knew. If they did, they didn't say
Okay.
anything. So, but
Do you
yeah,
think that they just kind of forgot about it,
I don't know.
or just didn't want to say anything?
I think because I was so much younger than them, they probably like didn't say anything because I wouldn't understand it. And then by the time I
Mhm.
was like a teenager, I really didn't see them anymore. So I
Mhm.
don't really know. But I don't see them like
Yeah.
at the last time I saw anyone was at my grandpa's funeral, and the time before that was at my dad's funeral. So like I really don't see them that often.
Mhm.
Um, so sorry, tired.
It's
This
early.
I know. I'm gonna have a long day.
Mhm.
The flight's 4 hours.
Carly's flying today. Not she's
Hmm.
flying. She's gonna be sitting in the plane.
I wish I was flying.
That'd be fun. Oh, 4 hours?
Yeah, I think it's like 4 hours.
I've never been on a flight. The longest I've been on a flight was like 3 hours and 20 minutes or
Oh,
something like that.
I've operated a 7 hour flight before. That was a
Holy
long
crap!
one. Yeah, I wanted to die. It was 7 hours there, and then I had to fly 7 hours back,
Is that
or
called like?
6.
Is that called a deadhead?
No, deadhead is
Oh,
if you're not operating, but you have to like. It's
oh, where you just
basically
sit there?
yeah, but you're
You're like,
like in your uniform,
mm-hmm,
um, and it could be on. It doesn't have to be like on your airline. It can be on any other airline.
mm-hmm.
And you're just basically a passenger, but you usually have to wear your uniform, so you're uncomfy.
I learned some terms.
And then the other one that you probably wouldn't know, it's called a ferry flight, and it's basically just
Ooh.
it's like getting a plane from one destination to the other so that it can operate the flight. So there's no passengers.
Oh, I didn't know what that was called, but I heard of that being like a thing.
Yeah, so that's usually when we do the ferry flights. The pilots will let us sit in the flight deck. So I have like
Ooh.
photos from when we're in the flight decks and stuff. Super
People
cool.
do that with like private jets too, because they do the same thing. They'll fly because they'll be in one like state and then they'll fly them somewhere
Yeah.
else, and it'll be completely empty. And I think that's how you can get like private jets for like way cheap.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about the private jet industry.
that'd be fun
But
someday.
yeah, I want to go back to flying. I miss it so much. Maybe one day.
Do it.
Next year, once my car's paid off. someone wants to pay
Yeah.
my car off for me, I'll go fly now.
Do it.
So this next one was posted 20 days ago.
Oh, I
It's
thought you were going to say like
also
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago. No.
On
Um,
top of it.
it also only has like 10 upvotes and 6 comments, so it's not very big. I have not read this. Sorry. I had a coffee. I have not read this yet, and I didn't read that other one either, so
Mm.
let's get to it. It's just
All
titled
right.
Need Some Help. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, same.
But it's also in the subreddit Donor Conceived. So
Mm.
recently took a 23andMe test to find out more information about myself since I know very little about half of my DNA. I found my grandfather on my bio dad side. I was hoping that my bio dad would pop up, but I was happy to see some sort of connection that I didn't know about. He has a picture of himself, but I can't really tell if we look alike since he's pretty old. I didn't find any half siblings, but I know that I have at least 2 because I joined a forum connected to the sperm bank my mom used and saw a post from a mom in 2011 basically stating she had twins from the same donor my mom used. The issue right now for me is that I do really want to connect with my bio dad side, but I don't really know how to go about doing that. I haven't felt like I've lacked anything in my life regarding a parental figure. I've been raised by 2 amazing moms, and I've been more fortunate than some with a normal mom and dad family. But I've always had, they put normal like in quotations,
Mm-hmm.
but I've always had the desire to know who he is. My parents have never really understood that part about me since they kind of just think about him as this guy who donated sperm, which of course is what he is, but he is more important to me than that. I don't even really want a relationship. I mainly just want to know the physical features we share, who he is as a person, and where I came from. I want to send my grandfather a message on the app, but I don't want it to sound weird. Not quite sure what to say. It says he hasn't been active in 6 months, which makes me think that it's unlikely he'll become aware of our connection without me reaching out. He's also 81 years old. You also
Oh.
never know if the donor kept the whole donating sperm thing a secret. I don't want to disrupt anyone's family or life with my presence. It's likely that my bio dad has his own family now since he was in his 20s when he donated. Would appreciate it if anyone has some advice on how to reach out to the donor side or what kind of message I should send. In brackets, I'm 15, so I don't know if the message should come from my parents, but I would like to come from me.
I'm
15.
surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised that the donor is so old.
Well, the grandpa's 81, not the donor.
Oh. Okay, that makes more
They just
sense.
said that he's old because the photo looks old.
Oh. 81, yeah, he could be still like 60 something.
The top comment is he'll probably log on at some point and see that you're related. There's always those risks with donating that a genetic tie will pop up, and I personally don't agree with fully anonymous donations anyways. You could send a simple message and say, "Hi there, I see we've matched and that you're my grandparent," and simply explain that you're donor conceived and would like to know more about your paternal side of the family. If they don't want to reply, they won't reply, but you might as well give it a go.
I like that one. That one's true.
Hmm.
Good comment. Good comment.
This person said, "Is the name attached and are they findable on Facebook, etc.? Before you reach out, screenshot everything the match to him, shared matches, and do more research online to see if you can find out the bio dad's name. Ideally, find and contact the donor rather than outing him. Being a minor makes contact tricky." That's true. I don't know.
Oh.
Like, I'm
What do
sure
you
there's
think
no
about that?
laws against it because it's not regulated, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
I didn't think about that.
if they could find him on Facebook, that would be good. Or, I mean, like, I know they said they want to reach out themselves, but if the parent, like, they could
Mm-hmm.
maybe write a message and, like, the parents send it on their behalf or something. This person said, "You sound like a very mature and pretty awesome kiddo. I agree with the other post that maybe some internet sleuthing before you contact the bio grandfather would be good to ideally contact your bio father directly, not only because of the outing, but also because he will know how to handle the situation better for his own family." In brackets, I would hope he was open to his family before, but if not, he might need a little time to figure this out, and that would be kinder to him than potentially having his dad tell everyone at a family dinner. I don't know how your mother found
That's
the
true.
donor, etc., but my kid's donor is relatively easy to find from the information on his file. We decided not to as of right now, and we have found a lot of donor sibling families, mostly through Facebook. Do your moms feel like helping you? I am one mom of a with DC kids. And I think if one of my sons came to me asking for this kind of help, I hope I will be able to provide it. It makes sense that you want to know where your origins lie. I also think once you have identified the person, the message should come from you. You're old enough to send it yourself. And this is about your identity and biology, not your mother's. That's true. Imagine when we contacted, because we didn't contact Grant, and he said we can use his name now. First names.
Ooh,
So
first names.
Grant's our bio dad. First names only. But Matt, we didn't contact him first. We started contacting other people that we found. Thankfully,
Mm-hmm.
he had already been contacted by someone else. So like it wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
we weren't like outing him to his family members, but that's something I didn't even think of is like,
That's true.
what if his like any of his family members didn't know and we happened to message them and they're like, what the frig are you talking about?
Yeah.
um
They could just turn that down right away though and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. You have the wrong person,
yeah,
whatever,
and
whatever.
then that it's like a dead end there. um
Mm-hmm.
but and then like imagine you have the whole family and like say his son had done the DNA testing and that's how we found him, and his son
Mm-hmm.
didn't know and he was like, what is this, what are these girls talking about? And then like we just outed
Mm-hmm.
him to his family. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I never thought of that, to be honest.
Me either. I mean, there's so many different ways it could have gone than how it did go. We got really lucky with how everything kind of seemed to have worked out, which was odd.
Yeah, we did get lucky.
Like nothing spooky or bad happened out of it. Like nobody was being weird or.
Yeah, everyone was very open, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, it could have gone bad, but um
Mm-hmm.
I guess like I don't know, I'm trying to think of advice. It's like it is I think tricky with, I think they're old enough, honestly. 15 is like you're in grade what, 9, 10, 9 or 10, something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah, I
9.
think nine.
um
Yeah.
I feel like that's old enough, like if you can comprehend what the situation even is, like granted, at least have your parents knowing like that you're doing it and
Mm-hmm.
like monitoring it, but I think it should still come from them, like from the kid. um
Yeah.
and yeah, hopefully just finding the bio dad first, and then if not, like message the grandfather and maybe don't say like, hey, it looks like I'm your grandkid, because they might not even
Yeah.
go that far. They might just see a message and be like, hey, whatever. And then maybe do some like kind of sleuthing in your messages with the grandparent to see if they
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't know. um I'm trying to think.
I know some older people have like younger people do it for them, so that might
That's
not
true.
even have been his account because we did one for my grandma and she hasn't even been on the account. Like I made it for her and she did the whole thing and we just showed it to her.
Yeah, and like it said that they hadn't been on in 6 months, so they might not even have it
Mm-hmm.
hooked up to their emails to even notify them. Like it could be a dead end as well. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I definitely just say go for it.
Do it.
Do it.
You never know until you try.
Do you want to read that other one you found on Reddit? Oh my god, this was posted 2 days ago.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And it already had a few comments?
It has 43 comments. That one, like yours, the one that you found.
Holy crap.
So this one's the subreddit 23andMe, but it's also DNA relatives. So Riley's going to read it though.
It says anyone else discovered their entire life is a lie and their sperm donor baby with siblings they didn't know about. Mm.
Yep.
Uh-huh. We did that. In the picture, it has on the top, it says close relatives, it says half sibling, and it says 29.4% of DNA shared. So it does say it's a half sister, which is what ours showed right away, also.
Yeah. So basically, like, this person didn't know they were a sperm donor baby like me, and a half sister popped up, and then they started to question their whole life.
Basically went from part Middle Eastern to Caribbean Hispanic overnight.
Oh, the comments um, attached to that. Oh my gosh, I remember you, the one with the Iranian Baba. I feel for you.
Oh, so this person must have posted somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll see if they
If
if I can find them if you want to keep reading comments.
this person said, I discovered the same lie, but not through a DNA test. You did find it out through 23andMe. If so, I am so sorry you had to find out that way. I wonder how they found out then. Just their parents telling them, maybe? Or maybe family members?
Yeah, probably.
This person said, did you talk to your parents already? It's possible they didn't know for sure, depending on your age. Apparently, for a while, it was uncommon when men had slow sperm dash a low sperm count, the donor sperm, to be mixed with the father sperm and inseminate in the mothers to boost the father sperm. I guess it allowed parents the illusion of the child maybe being theirs to it just use compared to just using a sperm donor. That's actually exactly what my parents did because
Yeah,
my dad was like fixed. So they kind of knew his wasn't going to work, but they weren't like 100% sure. So that's exactly what they did. They mixed it. Oh, her mom, is it a girl? I'm not sure. It's a boy.
I don't know.
Oh, well they said cuz they asked this person had asked if they talked to their parents, and then they said, I can't. My mom passed away years ago. And if my dad doesn't know that my mom had the procedure, it would break his heart. I'd rather not know than hurt him. Oh.
Did you see this comment? Yeah, I saw that Netflix show. And then the OP said, my husband, my husband and I watched it after I took the first test. The half sister and I decided to take an ancestry test to confirm the 23andMe results. And it was weird to watch being in that kind of scenario. I can't imagine having that kind of wild situation with almost 100 half siblings, though.
The writer, what was it called? Is it called like a writer? Or OP, original poster? Okay. They said, my parents tried for years to conceive. I do know that, so it makes sense. They were admittedly having difficulty. They also admitted that my dad had a procedure but didn't elaborate. So I'm
Mm.
assuming they made the decision together, but on the slight chance they didn't and my mom just did it without my dad knowing, my dad would be devastated if he didn't already know, and I couldn't do that. So I'll literally never ask him.
Oh,
Oh, this person said, yes, got 23 me for my birthday and then found out my mom lied about who my father was. To be fair, my dad who raised me is it's a F word, I don't want to swear. Same, but he knew the whole time I wasn't really his, but still considered me his. He doesn't know that I know. I don't have the heart to break his all over again. I stopped communication with my mother, though. Ooh, that was a commenter on the original post. And then the original poster said, I feel you on the dad thing. I can't tell the man I know. He's the most honest man I know, to a fault even. My husband and I joke that if we walked out of a store with milk under his cart he forgot to pay for, he'd call the cops on himself. And I cannot believe he's kept the secret for 30 plus years. It's weird for me, but he's still my dad and a fantastic one at that. And he's an even better grandpa. I just can't bring myself to ask him about it.
oh, that's so sweet. At the last comment, it just says, "Oh, where did it go? Happens all the time, bro." That's all they say. Happens all the
I
time, bro.
mean,
I
they're not
mean,
wrong.
it happens a lot, but like, if you're not in the community, you don't really necessarily think about the community, you know?
Someone has 14 half siblings.
The one had 20.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and then
are
they
they part of
said,
the show?
right? The one that had 14, someone commented and said, aren't they supposed to limit the amount of uses per donor?
Not back then. They didn't do shit.
I know. I wonder if it's different per state or even like country. Because I can almost guarantee after, because I'm the youngest out of all of like the donor kids, and everybody else is in Canada.
Yeah. I
So
don't
I
know.
feel like they moved it.
Yeah, I definitely think so too, but that just makes it sound like they just were trying to get as much as they can out of him, to be honest.
That's true. But I feel like they stopped using it. There could be a couple more in the US, but I do feel like
I
they
don't
stopped
know.
using it.
I don't know. It just seems weird that there's so many that like there's four of us that are like a couple of years apart.
Hmm.
That just seems very coincidental. Like I feel like there's more.
Well, I know for donor kids, they're all usually within like the same age.
Yeah, that's true. It just
Because,
seems weird that we're all kind of like there's only one from the US. I feel like there's got to be at least four
yeah,
more.
yeah, there has to be.
And for how many times he donated, like I feel like there's a ton.
Well,
Like,
on
I
like the
think we'll find ton.
yeah, and I don't know because your mom didn't like report back, but on the paper, like the doctor said, you can report back for like if the pregnancy worked, and it said on
Hmm.
my paper it said 5 plus, and if I'm the youngest one,
But you
and
don't
no
know that
one,
you're the youngest one. You're
well, I
just the
mean
youngest
like,
one found so far.
well, I
There
mean
could
like
be more.
on the paper when I was born, there was
But
5 plus.
the paper's probably not from when you were born. The paper's probably from when it worked.
Yeah,
So that's 9 months after, plus how many years after. You should ask your mom if she got the paper when she first started trying or
yeah,
after you were conceived, because if it was
yeah,
when she first started trying, that's 13 months.
yeah. It was when she first started because after it worked, they didn't go to that clinic anymore because they didn't have
Yeah,
to. They
so
just went to like a normal doctor.
there could be 13. That's only whatever year she started doing it. 1994 is probably
5.
when she started. 95. Well, that's when you're born, but when she
Oh,
started,
94.
it's probably when she
Probably.
started. So
Ah.
you're the youngest so far, but if there was someone else like in the States who tried for longer than you or
Mhm.
tried after your mom, like
Mhm.
even the next day after your mom, they could have tried.
Mhm.
Those papers aren't going to be up to date.
Yeah. Oh no,
Those,
they're for sure not up to date.
so you might be the youngest. You might not even be the youngest because there could have been someone that tried on the exact same day as your mom, just like an hour later,
Mhm.
and it took. So they could be
Mhm.
like 4 months older than you or 5 months older or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So like right now you're the youngest found, but you're
Mhm.
probably not the last one.
Yeah. No, I was saying like cuz it reported back that 5 plus worked and like none of
Oh
the
no, I know, I know. I just mean like like whatever's on that paper would just be like only up
oh
to date
yeah.
from when your mom got it.
That's what I'm saying about how they should like I don't know, they should
There
like
should be
send
like an
out
online database about it.
yeah, that they keep like updating cuz what if like an illness or like a sickness or like cancer like comes about and it's not like recorded on that paper anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think they should. Even now, I don't think they do any sort of updating.
I don't know. We should look into it. And I think I've seen like Emily post petitions and stuff, and I've seen some in the donor conceived Facebook group, like petitions about like things being more regulated for us and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Because they're still not that great from the sounds of it. But like, I feel like I just haven't researched really enough, to be honest.
And I feel like all the donor conceived kids kind of have the same like questions about stuff. Like it's a lot of health
Yeah.
stuff that everybody's concerned about. You would think they'd be more up on the health because that's really what you're passing down.
And that's why, like, when that one person said, like, I'm kind of against anonymous donating, like, I agree
Hmm.
because, like,
Hmm.
we need to know,
Yeah.
even if it's just like, it doesn't have to be their name, but like a number that you can just type in and get all their medical history or something. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. It's weird.
Or even like updated medical history because like something that like Grant's medical history from like how many years ago was that? At least like what 30
Yeah.
plus?
Yeah.
It's probably not accurate
Exactly.
now.
Exactly. So, or even like if we can't see it, like, so the doctors can see it
Yeah. And
and
let us
like,
know. Like what if
yeah.
someone has like a terminal something
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then they go to the doctor and they don't know and then they're like, but my family is perfectly healthy.
They're like, nope, just kidding.
Yeah, then what? Then everybody's confused.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Shit needs to definitely be more regulated.
Mm-hmm.
But, do you have any questions on Snap?
Nope. Do you?
Nope.
Nope.
Anything else you want to say about that last one?
Nope. That was a funny one. I like the comments on that one.
Yeah, some of them are good. Happens all the time, bro. Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Do you want to count us down?
No, we gotta
Oh,
tell
wait, we
the
got to tell the
people
people.
where they can find us.
No, they just have to guess. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
You can find us on Instagram, TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
email.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And YouTube
Oh
and
yeah,
Apple
YouTube
Podcasts
and Spotify and
and
Anchor.
Spotify. Oh my gosh, we're everywhere these days.
I think we're also on WordPress too, but I don't really know what it is, so I gotta figure out what the
I
hell
don't
that is.
I thought you were like doing something on there because me and Carly are both connected to the email. So when an email comes through, we both get it. So I was getting these WordPress emails and
Yeah.
I was like, what is Carly up to?
Somebody requested that we be on it. Like
Oh,
I don't
really?
know if they were on WordPress and they were like, I would rather listen to you on WordPress, and then like clicked it. I don't know. So I was like, okay, I
Oh,
don't even know what WordPress is, but
is it like a place kind of like Spotify? You listen?
I have no idea. Honestly, I just accepted it and made an account,
Oh,
and I haven't been back on. So I need to get back on that.
and it
Um,
posts to there?
yeah. I don't know if it
Oh,
like I don't know if
all
it
right.
I think it transcribes it for like maybe deaf people. I don't know. I
Really?
think I don't know. I'm just assuming because it was something about like transcribing. So I don't know. I need to go in and look at it. I'm hoping that I
Oh,
did it, but I shall look at it.
that's cool.
But yeah, all of our account names are at Our Daddy's a Donor, and our email is our daddy's a donor at gmail.com. So send
Yep.
us some stories. And Grant has allowed us to post a photo of the three of us together. So we're going to post that on Instagram when the episode comes out. And maybe we'll post some pictures. I feel like we need to like beef up our Instagram with photos and stuff. So maybe we'll post some more
Hmm.
pictures from our trip. Maybe like a couple
Yeah.
photo dumps or something.
Hmm. Should I post pictures on YouTube?
No, make them go to our Instagram.
Okay.
Link it.
Yeah.
They can click one extra button and come find us on Instagram and follow us. And if you're
Okay.
not following us on YouTube, follow us there and follow us on
Yeah.
Spotify, because once we hit a certain amount, we can get like sponsored stuff. And we really like that. That would be sweet.
That would
Um,
be really exciting. And all the links on YouTube are down below in the description.
mhm,
Everything's linked down there. All of the Our Days a Donor stuff and also mine and Carly's personal social medias
mhm.
if you want to follow those.
I got a follower today from the Instagram actually. They found me
Ooh,
from our Instagram and then they started commenting on my stuff.
those
So I
are
was like,
always so
hi. I
fun.
know. I was like, oh my God, they found me from the podcast. So that
I
was
know, I
fun.
love those.
But yeah. Okay. Did I say everything we needed to say?
I think so. It's been fun.
It's been a blast.
Yep, it's been a good
And
time.
we'll talk to you next time.
See you later.
Next Tuesday. Count us down.
3, 2, 1. Bye.
Bye.